Hello. Happy Friday. Ooh, welcome to Chill Vibes. I feel like I've been working for I don't know, years trying to figure out an opening. Um, Come to Chill Vibes. Kind of like that. I also feel really lame saying it. But also I kind of like it. So 50-50 toss up. Hello, welcome back to Gillian. Welcome back to Michael. It's great to see both of you in the chat. Um, I hope that your Friday evenings are going well, and that you have a great weekend ahead. I'm trying to remember what I have planned for this weekend, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm feeling all that excited for it. Oh, and the number one reason is because I have a working meeting tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. and I am not a weekend morning person. So, but oh my gosh, hello. Welcome in PK Patricia. I don't think I've seen your name in the chat before, so unless I'm sorely mistaken, I'm sorry. But yeah, welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining us. And hopefully there will be knowledge shared to soak. Um, yeah, I mean, it's um, oh, thank you so much for subscribing, Patricia. Yes, thank you. Oh man, it makes me so happy. Um, yes. Oh man, I've been thinking about redrawing some of the emotes. I feel like I say this every single time. Or commissioning somebody to draw the emotes, somebody that draws much better than I do. Um, or just are better at drawing emotes. I feel like there's things I need to know about drawing emotes, like how tiny it will be. And I don't think all of my emotes do very well on that. Um, but oh, and happy news update. I finally put in an order, finally, for the mic arm. So it should come in sometime this weekend, and I should be able to set that up and have it going by next Wednesday stream so that we have much better sound quality. Fingers crossed in terms of getting OBS working with the new mic. Should hopefully not be that much work, but who knows. So fingers crossed that that doesn't take as long as it did last time. Yeah, so that's my happy stream news. Ooh, I also added a few more this is such this is dull housekeeping updates. But I also added a few more Nightbot commands. So that we talked about on Wednesday. So I added in the book command, and I added in a schedule command, and I think I also added in a Discord command. So hopefully that will make that a lot easier. Ooh, and I also doodle some more things. My husband has been playing Ni no Kuni, which is like a Switch game. But the thing about Ni no Kuni is it's illustrated by Studio Ghibli, which is my favorite animation studio. So he's been playing that, and the first one of the first characters you come across is so cute. So this is the doodle. I don't know. There we go. Yeah, and so I doodled that, and then I doodled some Totoro yesterday. This is I guess this is my life. This is one of my highlights, one of the highlights of my day, because we literally did not go anywhere. And all I do is work, and sometimes and eat, and then sometimes we'll play board games. Which, if you want board game recommendations, recently we've been playing this beautiful, gorgeous game called Wingspan. Highly recommend. Have I mentioned it before? Maybe I have mentioned it before. I feel like I've been mentioning it a lot, but I don't know if I've mentioned it on the stream. And it is essentially okay. The premise. I'm sorry, I'm not going to sell it well. But the premise is that you are birding, and you're trying to collect as many birds, into your kind of like habitat or like your bird observatory or whatever as you can, and then you score points based on that. I'm sorry for not doing a good job explaining it, but it is really fun, at least for me, because I really like games where I plan and strategize and other people can't come in and fuck them up. Um, but the art is gorgeous, and I feel like the game mechanics are very well thought through and play tested. That was a tangent. Um, Hello, welcome in, Nerdy Curious. Hello, and hello, Murray5. Welcome back in. Um, yeah, Michael, late on a Friday evening here in Ireland. I don't know if we're gonna go a little bit over time today, but I'm banking on the fact that it is Friday night, so hopefully, or it's Friday night for you, and so hopefully you can stay a little bit longer. I just feel like there's a bunch I want to get done today, so, but hopefully I won't go on for too long. Um, Oh, thank you so much, Michael. And um, so, Gilliam, to your point about Ghibli, it actually, so it's funny because apparently, um, this is, so the reason why I pronounce it Ghibli is because in Japanese, it's Diburi. Um, so yeah, so it's yeah, so in Japanese, it's written out as Djibouti. And that's apparently because when Miyazaki named the studio after, I think it's like a South African wind or something, the actual wind is called Ghibli with a hard G. Um, but he mispronounced it and then named his studio Ghibli. So the wind itself is called Ghibli, but the studio is called Ghibli. Um, but yeah, so that is the story behind it, which I didn't know until like a few years ago when people were like, "Is it Ghibli or Ghibli?" And I looked into it. Yeah, it's a bird calling you game. Oh, because Michael, you're in Ireland, so you're like an hour behind Gilliam, right? Um, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's how Miyazaki, like Nerdy Curious said, that's how Miyazaki pronounces it. Well, so I guess technically speaking, if you're referring to the studio by Miyazaki, it's Djibouti. Um, I feel like it's like the GIF versus GIF debate. I go with GIF. Um, but yeah, so it has like almost like a J sound if you're trying to pronounce it like Miyazaki does. But honestly, I don't think people care that much. Um, or I don't know, I don't care that much. Um, please don't quote me. I'm sure there are people on the internet that actually care. um, ooh, trick winning card game. Oh, cool. Play lizard card game. Awesome. What's a trick winning card game? I feel like I've heard of that before. Um. Ooh. Ooh. This is cool. Ooh. Thank you for sharing, Marie 5. I will send this to my husband, who is, he and his friends are like they like they really love board games. I was like a slight bit offended because apparently in their eyes I'm just a casual board game player, which is, I mean, it's true. um but I was like weirdly offended by their like categorizing me and a few of our other friends as just casual players because they're like very into board games. Um, Morning, afternoon. Ooh, hello, Near Liz. Welcome in. Morning to afternoon. What? Uh, there's yeah. So apparently, the reason behind Ghibli being named after a wind uh is because Miyazaki's background. Like I don't remember all the details, but I think his family used to make airplanes. I feel a little bit mixed about this because they used to have, please don't quote me, but I think their family used to make airplanes for war, like for the government. So I think some of them were used in like World War II also, um, which I have very mixed feelings about because World War II, Japan, um, yeah. Anyways, um, so he grew up around a lot of planes, and that's also why he's so fascinated with flying, and why he has a whole movie dedicated, like The Wind Rises. That's about that's about I think a I haven't watched that one, but I think it's about a pilot during World War II, I think. But that's also why his studio is named after a wind. Um, I don't think I've heard of Wizard before, Marie Five. See, this is why my husband calls me just a casual player. Like they actually really like look into and try and find new games and stuff, and I just benefit from it. Nerdy curious, I appreciate it. Yeah, the inventor calls it GIF, so and rent. um, oh, interesting. So trick winning games are you have to announce a certain amount of tricks you're going to win, and then you have to win exactly that amount. Interesting. Ooh, Vicky Ale, welcome back in. Hello. Peru, so cool. Um, thank you, Nerdy Curious. Miyazaki's film father was an aeronautical engineer, but I thought they also owned a shop that made planes. Um, Yeah, that's why so many of his stories are about flying. Like I remember reading somewhere that like he actually came from a pretty well off family, um, because they owned like a factory or something, like because they manufactured planes. But I haven't. It's been a while since I read that story, so I could be again very wrong. Play lizard. Ooh, I love the sharing that's happening. Um, yeah, Nausicaa. There's Porco Rosso. Um, um, and ooh, I haven't gotten that question in a while. The hello Vinicius50 asks, what is data visualization? I feel like I should have a command for like, what is dataviz? So data visualization is when you have a lot of data. Let's say you have like, hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands or millions of rows of data, and you want to make sense of it. And if you think about like, if you try to make sense of it with just a table, that's going to be really, really hard to grok. Um, and it's going to be really hard to like find insights, and just because our brains aren't very equipped at remembering a lot of numbers. But if you turn it into, let's say, the most common kinds of visualization that you've come across is probably like line charts. If you look at like stock prices, bar charts, pie charts, all of that are ways to visualize the data so that it's easier for us to wrap our minds around it and get like a sense of both to understand and also to draw kind of insights from it by like trying to find like visual patterns. And so that is data visualization. Of course, it also doesn't have to be like big data sets. It could also be sometimes I just really love working with smaller data sets. I've done things with like, only 30 to 50 data points also. But yeah, I think it's also fun because it can get really, I think if you're doing data visualization, there's always a constraint of like you cannot lie with that data. Like you have you you should not lie, you should not misrepresent, and you should be very clear with what you're trying to communicate with. But within that constraint, I think there's a lot of creativity in how you show things aesthetically, and that's kind of where I love what I've always really loved about data visualization. And I think that's something that recently I've lost a little bit because I guess working on a book on a topic for like, I don't know, months to years will do that. And I think there was part, I think there was a few weeks last month and into this month where I was like, I am not as excited about making data visualizations as I used to be. And this is something I've been thinking about a lot. Of like, I think I still get really excited when like a really interesting client projects land in my email, or you know, there's like a very interesting, I don't know, like a very interesting idea or a data set. But I don't think I have as much excitement for just like going out and doing personal projects like I used to. And I don't know, it's something that I'm trying to figure out. But at the same time, I think it's also okay for me to like, you know, like this is not like a I think I feel like we have this I feel like we sometimes tend to tie our occupation to our identity. And I think I've always bristled at it when someone's like, "Oh, like Shirley is dataviz." But at the same time, what I didn't realize is that I actually did that. I've subconsciously done that to myself too, where uh, what I didn't realize until very recently is that I've tied a part of my identity to my work or to the fact that I do dataviz. And so it's been a very interesting kind of like reflection, self-reflection to be like, oh, um this thing that's been a big part of my identity, I'm not as excited about anymore. But that's also okay because it shouldn't actually be a big part of my identity, but rather it's a set of tools that skill sets and tools that I've acquired. And no matter what I decide to do next, like in terms of like whether it's a data viz project or something else, like maybe it's just some other creative thing. Um, as long as I take the skills that I learned with me from kind of this like journey, then I think that's what's important. This is something I've been thinking about for a while. um, but ooh, yeah, let's see. I'm catching up on the chat. Yeah, Porco Rosso. Hmm. Renee, not as much like database schema. I think that's different. So database schema is when you're like literally designing the structure of the database. This is usually something on the front end, client side that you can see in a web browser. Um, so not quite like database designing. Hello, welcome in, Storm Rider. Ooh, I like Gilliam's summation. Make a compelling story from the data. This is cute. Michael's playing the play lizard. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about too. If it's just the aftershock of publishing a book. And I think it's that one of the other things that I really learned about myself through this process is like I think for the longest time I thought that it was that I really enjoyed coding or I really enjoyed data viz. And I think what this has made me realize is that if I kind of dig deep into it, I think it's always been the learning new things that I've always loved. And so I think I've always loved the whole like there's I actually even really like the struggle of trying to learn something new. And then just because I feel like the more there's struggle, the more of a reward I feel when I get it. And there's like the sense of accomplishment just feels even better. And I think that's what I've always, and I think coding and data viz has been really great for that because with like code, there's always just so much to learn, and especially in the front end. I really love front end dev just because of like how many new things. um Wait, hold on, let me the music got louder. um but yeah, I just really love how many new things there are in like front end to learn. And then I think with dataviz, I loved the whole like realizing that coding is just one part of dataviz, and then there's all these other parts with like data analysis, and there's storytelling, and there's design. I think it's so multi-dimensional that it's like kept my attention and my interest for years. And I think that perhaps writing like co-authoring a book about it I think might have been like the peak of my personal learning journey with dataviz. And I think it's not that I'm cutting it out cold turkey. It's just a like I don't think I feel the same amount of enthusiasm as I used to before, which I think again is like I've been grappling with this, which I think is perfectly fine and acceptable. Um, so like there are more things that I want to go out and learn. Like I really want to get better at. I started playing around with like WebGL. Really want to get better with like 3D, and I really want to like learn how to 3D model because I really want to like try and I don't know, like yeah, I wanna play with like more physical, tangible things. And so I think the last few months I've like finally gotten up the courage to be like I really wanna try glass blowing, which I think is so it looks so hard, and I've always felt really intimidated by like but like fascinated by it. And I think it's something that like it's obviously something people dedicate their like entire lives to perfect. So I'm not trying to be like I'm just trying to be a hobbyist. Like I just really want to learn the skill. Like um so there's like a lot of new things that I want to try. And the thing is that like I always want to like bring back kind of like the thing that I enjoy the most from what I've learned is this whole like how to think about data and how to tell stories with the data. And so I think that's something that I would want to um kind of bring in to whatever projects I do next. Yeah, there are thankfully there are transferable skills. I'm glad I'm glad it's relatable. Thank you. um, yeah, I like that. What I do is part of who I am, but that does not define me. Um, I feel like we really like putting people into boxes, and like categorizing people because it's easier to understand others, if we can put them in a box. And I'm very guilty of this, um, but I think at the same time, I'm like, no, I do not want to be defined by one label. Um, ooh, remember, Marie 5 says, there's a quote. It says, never master anything, which was quite big for me at the time. I don't know. I feel conflicted about that one too, because I think growing up in Japan, there's like a really big part of it that's like the master craftsman that dedicates their whole lives to their craft. And I really, really admire that too. And I really, really want that um, for myself also. But I feel like at the same time, I don't have long enough attention span. I don't know. So I think it's like a I think I want to try a lot of different things, and then I want to go deep into only like one or two things. So that's how I feel about it. Um, yeah, um, yeah, that just might be it, Patricia. Just, I think it's that I haven't found a new project I'm super excited about. And it might just be that too, because it's been, because of working on the book, it's been, I think in the last few months, written, I've like done more writing or just kind of like more logistics work, or giving feedback sort of work than I have coded. And I think maybe I just miss code a lot. Um, and at the same time, I'm like, there's part of me that's like, I don't want to code anymore. And then there's another part of me that's like, I really miss code. Like, I started taking some courses, like, just started watching some courses on serverless functions in Jamstack. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like, I now want to do all these, like, um, so yeah, I think it's just about learning new things. And so I don't think I'm like tired of coding or dataviz in its entirety. I think it's just that I want to learn new things and I want to do new things because I think I've been doing the same things or coding very similar things for a while. But yeah, so that was my spiel. Um, and I do want to get into our project for today, which has been our project for the last like 12 streams or something. Um, yeah. So this is roughly where we left off last time. Um, so let me try and summarize. Wait, hold on. I was experimenting with something. It's like, so I was trying to make the bubbles smaller to see if okay, so what I was trying to do here is I wanted to show the different types of voting problems on election day and then have that be kind of graphed on the x-axis depending on these different demographics. And then each of these bubbles represent a county, and then their pie charts because each color represents a different voting problem type. And where we left off was we were trying to choose some colors, but I think there's some interaction bugs that we need to fix, the hovering bugs. But today I wanted to add in some filters. So let me fix some of the interaction bugs and then I'll start adding some filters. And I think eventually also need to add a legend. But for today, I want to do some, checkboxes or toggles to show different voting problem types, to show only swing states. Yes. So yeah, okay, let me go and fix some of these first. I still need to get a better color scheme. That's something. And also, I think I've been able to pinpoint what I don't like about this visual, and it's that because I'm using the force simulation, and for the force simulation, I'm telling it to go as close to the X and Y position. Like for each of these bubbles, I'm telling it to get as close as it can to the X and Y position that it belongs to, and the X position being like their unemployment, the county's unemployment rate, um, uh, or like margin of victory, or and because for the force simulation, I'm saying get as close as you can, but not you don't actually have to get it perfect. So then it's having this effect where like everything is being squashed and then like and then kind of spread out. But that's actually not like, which means that some of them are like some of them are shifted to the left and right more than it should be. I don't know if that made sense. Let me try and show what I mean. So, for example, if I was to say that the X position of each bubble has to be like exactly the right X position, then the shape of each, yeah, so the shape would look very different. So, and then, you know, it struggles trying to get, it struggles trying to like settle into a position. But yeah, so this shape is actually very different from the previous shape. But this is a more accurate shape. So I was actually thinking of instead of using, because ultimately I realized what I'm trying to get at is just a histogram. And so I think I might do this off stream, but I'll probably end up taking out the force simulation and then re-implementing with the histogram layout. And hopefully that doesn't I like how I'm like just like went from for this project I went from scatterplot to bee swarm and now I'm going to the histogram and hopefully that will be the end of things. But yeah, that's the thought I had. And I will and then I'm gonna but for right now let's fix some of the interactions, the hover and clicks. Where did I there we go. So there's that, and then here, yeah, okay, so yeah, this is why the force simulation is not the best thing to use in this particular example. Look at how nice that looks, but also the shape is incorrect. Ooh, what do you mean by starting with the y-axis? There is no y-axis right now, and I don't think I'll put in a y-axis actually. So the thing I'm trying to fix right now is it highlights the pie slice that I've oh actually let me do something else. Yeah, so it currently highlights the pie slice that I clicked on, but I wanted to do the same thing I think across all three of these dimensions. So that's one of the things that I will fix. So there is a, you know what, I'm gonna start unpinning all of these because, and actually I'm gonna also, yeah, so let me know if this is an okay font size. I'm gonna unpin all of these so that I'm not scrolling so much all the time. Alright, and I'll reshare this so that you can have access to the code. And then what I'm going to do is when I was prepping the data for rendering, one of the things that I did was I calculated all of the pie slices, and actually for each of the pie slices, is this pie? Oh yeah, okay, so I have the data here. Okay, so what I can do is when I have the interactions on click, get all dots and filter all dots. Okay, and then also I want to do this one. Yeah, so here what I want to do is within the selection, select all the paths and then filter down to just those. Wait. It has the same ID. Hold on. So I think there is the data, and within the data, hopefully they have the ID and type. And so actually, let me put a debugger in here so I can see exactly what that looks like. Okay, so here we have ID and type. Okay, so we don't have the ID of the county. Oh, actually, no. No, wait. So I want to draw a path. Sorry, I want to stroke each of these paths in all three of them. Yeah, so first I need to make sure that it's the same county and then the same voting type. So actually down here, what I need for rendering, I need to, in here, what's the data? What's the data being passed in? D.types. Where do I make D.types? Is it in group by FIPS? D.types. Okay, so I have type and count I pass in, but I also want the ID of, so basically I want the FIPS code of that pie slice also. Okay, so I put the ID in there, and then that should give me the ID when I select this pie slice. So then I can say I want just the 3 SVG paths where, so this I'm going to say parent data, and then wherever there is a D, I'll do parent data. Sure. Okay, and then where else do I need parent data? I think that might be it. And then the actual elements data. So then I will say I want only the pie slices where the ID and type match what is selected. And then hopefully that would work. That one different. Yeah, I think that should hopefully work. So now if I click on this, that does not work. So let's see what's happening. Okay, so let's put in a debugger again. ID and type, and then let's say D.ID. Oh. So actually, okay, so I actually want dot datum. Okay. So here, dot datum and then dot data. And then that should work. So here, d.id is equal to selected ID and d.type is equal to type. And then here, cool. All right. It's pretty small though. It's kind of hard to see. Some of these are a little hard to see. I guess it's not that important for it to be such a thick stroke. Visually, I don't know. Okay, let's say this is good enough for now. Make sure all correspond. Oops, what the? Whoa, why is it fascinating? Okay, there we go. Show breakdown of voting problem types. Show only issues for the pie slice that's selected. Okay, let's do that later. Let's do the other two later and let us. It's kind of fun. Oh, and then there was also, I need to, if I click it again, then I want to be able to deselect. Ooh. Maybe this is where we bring the pattern back in. I'm sorry. All right, let's put that as a maybe. Oh, hello, Proxel. Thank you so much. Welcome in. And hello to Swir Yoshi. That is such a cute emote. And oh, thank you, Gilliam. Hello, near this says this. The browser width affects the visual narrow, causes it to bulge. X-axis expands and Y-axis is static. Oh, that's why you shared the monkey stuff. Hexas? Wait, what's the hexas? Okay, so we got one thing done, and so next, let's do some of the interactions. I feel like I really need to, how do I just strike through? Command Shift S, that's what I just did. Oh, maybe not. Oh yes. So I need to do this. Unclick again, put everything back to normal. So let's do that, and then let's also add a category for interactions, or no, filters. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Okay. Toggle to show only swing states, and then check boxes to highlight different voting problem types. Okay, so let's do the put everything back to normal, and so either click that again, or how would I do that? Click again. Where do I hover? Okay, hold on. Where do I store? I feel like I need to store some sort of state. Or maybe I just make it really easy and I just say if you click on the SVG, if you click anywhere else, then we'll just set everything back. which I think might be a good thing. Draw links. So let's do that instead. So let's do that on the SVG. Dot on click. Let us I guess empty everything within it. See, I don't, oh wait, no. Actually, I'm just gonna say, just, wait, no, just the select. Let's make that not visible anymore. So display none, and then so clear the select text box, and then we want to return all highs and links to normal. And so what we want to do is take, okay, so we want to take all of the dots and paths. So actually, all right. I think what we're gonna have to do is say create interactions down here, and then I'm just gonna call the create interactions function, pass in SVG dots, and then whatever else I had to pass in. Let's see, what was that? I'm gonna take out the adding of links, and it was, there we go. SVG hover and select, and then we will do take out the SVG interactions that I started and put it in here. And now, instead of, wait, did I say dots first or SVG first? Oh, I do pass in the SVGs, so, well, you know what? Okay, no, we're gonna go with this. So let's do SVG and then dots, and we're gonna say SVG dot on click. Let's start that, and let's also, just to make it easier to read, let's be specific. Let's be very explicit about what the selection is. So they're all dots, and let's see. Then on click, we're going to, I'm clicking the SVG, so SVG background. What do I need to make a, okay, let's try this first. Okay, so select all the paths for, yeah, and then let's give it a stroke null, and then for each of the dots, attribute opacity 1, and then let's go and remove all links. I think that should clear everything. So if I do this, okay, so the problem is that, which is as expected, which is if I click on this, then it will propagate up to the SVG. And so clicking on the dot So what I just set on the SVG will negate whatever I'm trying to do on the dot itself. So I need to prevent the propagation up, but I do, okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. So here, I'm gonna set the interaction on the paths. So I'm going to, because if I do e.prevent default here, is that even still what we do if we don't want propagation? We still do e.prevent default, right? The web hasn't changed that much yet, right? The order of interaction. Okay, yeah, prevent default, stop propagation something. Oh wait, it's not just prevent default? I could clear everything on click, and then when something interactive is clicked, handle things from there. Oh wait, I thought the prevent default, so is like prevent default like a umbrella with like with stop propagation something inside of it? Like, because I thought prevent default, and one of the default things that the browser does is propagate it up. So is it better to use the stop propagation one that's more explicit? I could clear everything on click. I'm still trying to parse that one. Wait, two different things. Right, I'm gonna console log. I'm very bad at the web. Cannot read hover of undefined. Oh. I don't know what that is. Yeah, okay. It is, okay, so it is, so Gilliam, you're right. Prevent default is not the right thing because it's not stopping the propagation. So I do want the propagation. Hello, you're the still on first coffee of the day. How did you change your color? Playing with d3.onClick yesterday, was wishing I could parse our variable, but d3 only parse event, and d was frustrating working out this to do a workaround. 5 says yes, you could just move the new onClick to the top of create interactions. Oh, you mean like the one that's on SVG? Wait, does really the order in which it's registered, like that, does that really matter? I didn't know that the order mattered. Oops. No, I don't think the order in which the events are registered matter, because I think they just propagate up the branch. So let me try to stop propagation. Prevent default is on the current thing. Stop propagation is for bubbling the event. Okay, so let me try the stop propagation. And then let's see. Oh, you usually do both. Okay. Hi, Fernand. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Ooh, I didn't know it did the IRC style. Nice. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna try. Thanks for the suggestion, though, Marie 5. I'm gonna try stop propagation next. Do you just do like e.prevent default and then do double ands and then e.stop propagation? Just to save a line. Okay, so did it? That did not stop propagation. Really? Okay, so that's SVG. It did not stop propagation. That's exactly what I want. That's odd. Very true. All right, I'll stop trying to do a shortcut. Yay! Thank you for all of your help. That was, can you tell how long it's been for me since I've coded for the web? I'm still like, I do not know. I wonder why all of the previous times when I like did prevent default worked then. No idea. Why did that work? Okay, so hold on. So now, yeah, okay, so we can now just like click away because I'm all right. I'm asking for a vote from the chat. And oh yeah, thank you, Marie 5. That totally makes sense. Should not have done the double and. That the prevent default stops or prevent default returns falsy and does not call stop propagation. So that now makes sense. Oh, what? Interesting. Is there a way to exit the line more without restarting the cell? Exit that line more? Without I'm a little bit confused by your question when you're this. All right. I am asking for a poll from the chat. A vote from the chat of if you think I should also implement like clicking on it again to clear, or if this like clicking, I feel like clicking away is the default behavior that people expect anyways. So yeah. Okay. I think that shall be it for now. So that I'll click again, or yeah, put everything back to normal. Let's do some filters. Okay, so for prevent default, I'm trying to override the click action on an image that's in a basic anchor tag or more to the point on a button that's inside the form. Oh, so Hello Near List asks, once the cell is clicked, how do you go back to the original cell loaded mode? So do you mean like if I'm in the cell, how do I go back to the original cell loaded mode? I don't know what you mean by cell loaded mode. Sorry. I'm like just not processing your question. Ooh, okay. Thanks for the votes. Yeah, I think that's a good call. So just some instruction about how to interact. So that's like clicking away will deselect. Yeah, I think just putting that instruction in will be good. No, I don't. Cell loaded, like when the cell is run before anything is clicked. Yeah, I think escape is like, I don't know, I don't think enough people will use it. So yeah, thank you for the votes and telling me that it's not necessary to do the double click thing, because that makes me happy. Cell loaded, like when the cell is run before anything is clicked. So do you mean like I do a shift return to run the cell, and then you know that it's being run because there is this like gray bar that appears. So do you mean like between this and then I click something? Is that what you're talking about? Oh. Okay, so the escape is a suggestion to hello near this. But what's the use case for this that you're asking for? Is there a way to exit that line more without restarting the cell? Ah, so you're saying like if I'm in here and then I escape. Whoa! I did not know that you could do that. So I ran and then I escaped. Cool. Do a Ooh, speaking of coffee, I did not have coffee today, and instead made myself milk tea, which was with the tea was a black tea, so I mean still has caffeine, but hopefully not as much. Yeah. Hello. Hello to Garnish Pineapple. Great handle. That was a shot in the dark. Okay, so let's first do the toggle to show only, wait, no, checkboxes to highlight different voting problem types. Let's do that first. So let's try this. These are the bubble colors. Actually, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the color scale out to a separate cell so that I can reference it. So right now I'm only using the color scale in the for rendering, but actually I think I want to use it in other cells as well. So let me go bring that out. And so then that color scale is here now. And then what I'm going to do is, do I have a list of voting types? I feel like we made that list like one of our previous times. So like type IDs. Ooh, nice. Okay, so we have this. And then, so then what I want to do is, honestly, I want to take out all of the miscellaneous ones. So I'm going to filter out. I'm going to filter anything that is voting problem type miscellaneous. So I'm going to say D and D dot type is not equal to miscellaneous. Let me not even try to spell that. Okay, so now, perfect. So now I only have the 4 voting problem types. There we go. So here, and actually, I should just do, you know what? Let's order them by, okay. Ooh, okay, so 200 long lines and 144 technological issues. Let's go ahead. By the way, if anybody knows how to do like this in a much simpler way, I would really love to know. But all I'm trying to do is like come back with an ordered list where it's ordered by the count. So right now I do this like long, like roundabout thing where I say, okay, now I want to sort by the count. Okay, perfect. And then I just map the first thing. And that's how I get this list. Like this, like 3 extra lines, or I guess technically speaking, 4 extra lines just to get this list. That's an ordered list by, like, what is this list where it's ordered by the number, like the number of records. Which I feel like is excessive, and I feel like there should be an easy way. Or by now, I should have just made an extension that just does this. Like, anyways. So now that we have that, let's plug that into the color scale. So we have the color scale here, and let's plug in type IDs. And now, ooh, kind of like this. Okay, so now that we have that, then we can, let's use the input types. Let's use the observable inputs. Actually, is it? Perfect. Form input or just inputs? Oh, this one is right. Okay, no, I think I want just this for now. And I want, for the problem types, I think I want, do I want checkboxes, or do I want, let's do checkboxes for now. There's also like multi-select, I think. You can do, yeah, you can do like multi-select here. I think let's do checkboxes. So, yeah. Ooh, nice, nice. View of type checkboxes. And I need to actually import this. Ooh, I already have the slider, so checkbox. And then, perfect. And then here, instead of that, I can just do type IDs. Perfect. And then, because we have that, then when we're calculating the data for rendering, we can say that we only want to show the dots that fall within, that are checked. So right now, if I check all of them, then I can say type checkboxes and then it will give me an array of 3. So let's go back down to the code, and then in here, what I want is actually, so it's using group by fibs. So actually, let me in here filter. Okay, so I'm filtering. Ooh, this is filtering by time, but we no longer do that. So actually, let me just comment that out for now. And then instead, we want to filter by the, so type checkboxes. Actually, I think we'll filter by types. Sure, I'll call it type checkboxes, and then d.type, and then is d.type, and then I think, yes, cool, awesome. There we go. That's one of the filters. Awesome. This is fun. This is where I can bring animations back in. Yes. Man, that was probably the easiest thing we've done in like weeks. Okay, let me catch up on. Ooh, we're having conversations. Oh my god, a whole jar of honey. Wait. Oh, okay. Huh. Wait, is honey? I thought brown sugar would be more expensive than honey. I actually, right now, usually I sweeten by honey, but right now what I've been doing is one of my best friends sent me a boba making kit for Christmas. So I've been making the boba, and then in making the boba, you have to like it produces like this brown sugar syrup because the boba bubbles. You have to boil it and then like soak it in brown sugar, and so it like produces this like brown sugar, like starchy brown sugar syrup, and then I just like save that, and then I use that to sweeten my milk tea. So it's like it tastes kind of like boba milk tea but without the boba. But I only have, I think, 2 servings of the boba kit left, so I guess this will not be sustainable. Ooh, thank you, Pranav. Okay, so I'm glad that we went with the checkbox. Oh, interesting point. Actual sorting of object properties isn't defined in JavaScript and might differ browser to browser. Actually, you know what this is reminding me of? I feel like this is reminding me that I should like finally invest some times into looking at maps and sets, because I feel like that would actually, maps and sets I feel like would actually help me do that sort of sorting easier. I feel like at least sets will like let me do the unique function much easier. Like it's already unique, so I don't have to explicitly call unique. One of these days I will learn. One of these days I will learn. Ooh. Welcome back, nerdy curious. I said boba. Ooh, yeah. The second option, Gilliam. Extract the property value pairs, sort the keys by their value, and return the sorted key as an array. That's what I mean. Ooh, hello, welcome in, Bruno. Are the labels clickable too? Ooh, great question. And the answer is yes. The labels are also clickable. So this is, I inputted it in from Jeremy Ashkenaz's inputs notebook. And so I would trust that he and Observable would have made this accessible. So the answer is yes. And I'm actually looking forward to changing this into a histogram so that uh, it's more performant too. Because right now with the force simulation, it takes it takes much more work to calculate the positions than if I just use a histogram layout. So then once I refactor it to a histogram layout, then I think it'd be pretty fast to do an animation transition between them two. So then like I can potentially, ooh, I'm like internally congratulating myself for writing the update part of these pie charts correctly too. Wait, no, I didn't even do that. The dot join, D3's dot join did that. But actually, if I just add in, do I still have a transition? Perfect, I still have an animation thing. So if I was to do a dot join and then dot transition T, I don't think this is going to be the correct animation, but it will be some sort of an animation. Yep, it's not a very good looking set. Oh, actually, it's not. Yeah, but you can see that there's like a good amount of lag because I'm like recalculating the positions using the force simulation. And the force simulation, you have to use like at least, I don't know, 500 rounds of calculations to get it to a good layout. But if we did the histogram layout, we only need one calculation. So force simulation is really good if you have like a the traditional place where force simulations are used are like node and link graphs. And I think that's a really great use case for it. And sometimes I use it for bee swarms, and I think it's a pretty good use case for bee swarms. Or like trying to like, yeah, bundle. Like I think when you have clusters, and that cluster isn't very well organized, I think force simulation is great. But the more I work with this particular data set, the more I realize that I actually want the layout to be more structured. And so I don't think force simulation is good for that. Let's see. Ooh. Whoa, I did not know that about honey and brown sugar. Okay. Let's see. ES6 has some really cool set functions. Yeah, I need to like, I feel like I should take a brief like course on ES6 and whatever the latest ES is, I should take a course on it. Wow, I did not know that honey was almost 6 times more expensive near this. Fair enough. Good honey. Lavender is costly but tasty and very safe. Yeah, I think okay, so honest review of Observable is I think it's great for smaller projects. And I think it's especially great if you have these kind of interactions that you want. And so I think of it as like what I would do in Vue. So Vue or React would help me hook up these interactions. And I think Observable does that, like it ships right off the bat with it. And also, I think the fact that you can import from anybody else's notebook makes it so much faster to dev. The thing that I'm like frustrated with, which I don't think are, I think there are very solvable problems, is like I feel like one, my cells start to get really messy. And so, like, I feel kind of like, I have trouble organizing all of my cells, and this mini map helps, but then it also gets like starts to get overwhelming when like if I have a lot of cells. And I think the other thing is right now I think For example, I'm most used to writing in Vue, and I really like the kind of declarative syntax or template syntax. And right now, last I checked, I don't think Vue plays as nicely in here. So I feel like it's less that I need Vue and more that like I hope there's a more support for like a declarative way of creating DOM elements rather than right now I'm just using all D3. And with D3, especially with like D3's enter, update, exit, I just get so confused sometimes trying to keep track of all of the SVG elements. So that would be the only things. I feel like as of right now, I only really know how to create DOM elements with D3 or how to manage DOM elements with D3. And I want other options also. And that might be something they're working on. But yeah, overall, I think especially like how quickly we can do this, which I think is like traditionally, I feel like this would take so much more overhead, but how easily we can plop this in and make it work, that is really cool. I think that to me is like one of the biggest selling points of like how quickly I can prototype these sort of interactions. And then I think it's that for my personal workflow, outside of this particular project, I would prototype in Observable and then do production production work, or sorry, I would code for production in my like local web and dev environment. So, but for this project, I'm just trying to do everything in Observable because I'm gonna export it to like a static medium anyways and post it on Instagram is the ultimate output. So I was doing something. Oh, I'm gonna take out the animation because right now it's just making everything lag. So do that. So actually, man, those checkboxes were like the easiest things that we've done. All right, so let's also toggle for swing states. So let's make another checkbox for the swing states. And actually, I think I want to put in some more. So I actually want them to all be. So actually, what I want to do is I want them all to start off being checked. Oops. So swing states. Let's not do that for now. And let's say options are that, and values are the type IDs. That's not value. Okay, value. Perfect. And then, why is the median nan right now? Okay, that was weird. Are the medians? Oh, the medians are not updating. As you can see. Dang it. All right. Yeah, the medians are not updating. They used to update. Why do they not update anymore? All right, I need to look into that. All right, bugs. Actually, I'll put it here. Median not updating. And then, okay, so swing box, swing checkboxes, and then do I want to toggle instead? Yeah, I guess that's okay. So, sorry. Want a toggle, or do I want... Yeah, I guess I want a toggle. So I guess that would be... Is that it? Yeah, okay. Value is true? Yeah, okay. Sure, I'll call it toggle. And then label is show swing states. Oh, wait. Or should it be highlight swing states or show swing states, but then if you toggle that off, then the swing states wouldn't be there anymore. But I do want, oh well, okay, value toggle. Actually, you know what, let's do, and then let's have both of them be turned on at the beginning. And then we can come down again to the group by fifths part. Actually, let's take a look at, where does it say if it's a swing state again? Let's see. How do we know if we are a swing state? Where do we figure that out again? Pattern. Oh. Okay, so that's where we know. Okay, let's take out this pattern part and let's go and bring this up to where we calculate all of our, okay, this is where we do our filters. So this one is saying filter for problem types, and this one is saying if swing state checked, then it has to wait. Man, logic is hard for me. So if the swing state is checked, then wait. Okay, yeah. Okay, if swing state is checked, then check if, then keep if swing state, or non-swing state is checked, then keep non-swing state. Okay, yeah. So this is gonna say includes swing checkboxes. swing state and or the opposite. Totally feel like there should be an easier way to do this. Include non-swing state, then do the opposite. There should definitely be an easier way to do this. All right, but I don't care as much right now, so except I have to care because I did it wrong. All right, so what did I do wrong? For rendering, oh wait, no. For grouped fibs, we're saying include, if it has swing state, then make sure that, you know what, I should be doing it down where the data is. So in here, I should say is swing state is include swing states and then d.state and then I'll have is swing state, okay, perfect. And then up in group by fibs, I can say either or is not a swing state. But then so I don't like, okay, so swing checkboxes. Swing states and non-swing states. And then here, it's saying, well, okay, so I can say this. Okay, if swing checkboxes is equal to is more than, why is this hurting my brain so much? Okay. Ooh, hello. Wait. Ooh. So this MacBook has been quite good. Even working with the Observable notebook. Ooh, good night, Bruno. Ooh. Hello, not so smart contract. Welcome in. Says check out Maximilian Schwartzmüller's course on Udemy. Has a comprehensive course on JavaScript and constantly updating. Ooh, cool, Marie 5. Yeah, I actually would recommend Observable for teaching. It's actually one of the use cases that they highlight, and I had a really fun time making a series of notebooks for front-end masters, and yeah, and that was actually quite fun. Because of the fact that a lot of these interactions were so easy to code. Oh, I'm like completely washed out again. And because of that, I feel like it made it much faster for me to make the material. So I would highly recommend. Yeah, the checkbox integration was magic. Hello to Grep Logic. Welcome in. Yeah, I do stream. Thank you so much. Um, so the medians for, oh gosh, I lost it. So the median is only for the filtered subset of dots. And then I also have a little indicator for what the national median is. So that's why it should be updating whenever the data set is being filtered down. Oh, wait. Observable cell interaction has been frustrating for me when trying to get one cell to update based on data in, say, an array. But it shouldn't. My understanding is that if you update data in an array and there's another cell that's calling that array, then because that cell is dependent on that array, the cell that's dependent should automatically update. So I feel like maybe I'm not understanding your use case very well, but I've also shied away from using mutable, just because I think it's potentially very dangerous. Let's see. Label toggle swing state. Ooh, const entries equal to object dot entries sorted equals to ooh. Ooh, I like this. Ooh. Okay, so wait. Ah, this one. And then get the ooh, nice. Thank you for the answer, Gilliam. Mutable with objects and arrays. Okay, so I'm gonna start doing office hours hopefully next month, and then let's talk about it more in there. So I don't think I'm like fully grokking your use case. And I think I need a little bit more time for that. So, ooh, I didn't know Marie 5 was tuning in from Berlin. Okay, good night, Marie 5. Oh yeah, so ooh, hello, welcome in MB round 18. It is JavaScript, Lodash, and D3. And I'm just trying to finish this visualization I've been working on for like weeks on this stream. And right now, I am not doing the logic correctly. So, all I'm trying to say is keep accounting if it's in a swing state. In swing state. That's all I'm asking for. Keep accounting if it's in the swing state. Wait, hold on. Keep accounting. Hold on. So that's not what I'm. Okay. If swing checkboxes dot length. Okay, so. Oh, hello. Grep Logic, thank you so much for subscribing. Let's see. Ooh, Bao Pao, welcome back in. Ooh, and good night. Yay for the Lollatone. Okay. Nice. Nice Grep Logic. Oh, thank you so much. I don't have any coffee or Patreon set up, but I very much appreciate the sub. And then I think sometime soon I'll start having like subs only chill co-working on client work. So there will be more co-working. Okay, but seriously, why is this so much struggles? Okay, swing checkboxes. So only keep counties if the length is more than, if there's at least one checked thing, and if there is, then only keep it. So in swing state, only keep it if it's a swing state. Oh gosh. All right. Hold on. All right. Only keep it if there's more than that. All right. Okay. Hold on. Let's wrap all of the swing state stuff in. Okay. I like how the voting problem types, I'm just like, there, so easily done. And then this one, the logic is so confusing for me. Okay, so it is more than 0. Only keep if it's more than 0. Wait, hold on. And if swing state, okay, you know what? I'm gonna say if this, if it's in there, return true. Oh wait, no, hold on. Okay, so I can do this. Why am I struggling? Okay, so if either or both are checked for swing states, and then if both are checked, and okay, hold on. If it's a swing state, okay, I think all right, attempt number, okay, hold on. Filter out if problem type not checked. So if this is not, then return false. And then if no swings checkboxes are checked, filter out. So if it's that swing checkboxes dot length is equal to 0, then return false. Then if in swing state but not checked, so if it's that it is d.in swing state, but okay, if opposite is checked, and so this Yeah, I think that's all of the falsies. I think. All right, let's try this. So now everything should be. Why? All right, let's put a debugger in here. Ooh, expected arc flag. What is going on? All right. Ooh. Wait. Sources. All right. D state. Okay. Type. And then in swing state is false. So type checkboxes and then swing state checkboxes. All right, so. Oh, and then else return true, of course. That's probably what was. Is that the only thing that was missing? Apparently. Wait, that's not all of them. Wait, why? Why is that not all of them? It should be all of them. Alright, this has hurt my brain a little bit. Okay. D, and then oh. Okay, so if it's a swing state, but then it does not include swing state thing, and then if it's not a swing state and it does not include non-swing state. All right, so I think that's all right. I think that's it now. That's not it. I'm close. I can feel that I am close. That in swing state and then non-swing states. Oh, it's plural. Wow, that is annoying. And now, does it now work? Okay, now I think it works. Wow, that was a trip. What a trip that was. That was I think I made that unnecessarily hard for myself. I don't think I needed to make it that complicated. But yay. I think it works. Hopefully it's not buggy. So let's see, there are 104 that are non-swing states and 90 that are swing states. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why Boolean logic is so hard for me. Why is it so confusing? All of the different filters. I like wrote out this whole thing when I was making that Hamilton project. So I have this whole thing of like, do I not list it out in here? Oh yeah, so like all of my filtering logic for that project and how to show different states of being filtered. Like this filtering operation for that tool took me like just like days and weeks to figure out how to have the filtering logic, but also implementing the filtering and like ironing out all of the bugs. I don't know why it's still so hard for me to wrap my mind around Boolean logic. No idea. There we go. Okay, so we got that going. And so let's see, that was show only swing states, and then drop down to highlight certain states. So I guess that will be, ooh, okay, we only have a few minutes, but let me finish that, the drop down to highlight certain states. Should I do it as a multi? I guess I can do it as like multi select. So those are fun. So I can do, yeah, let's do, should I do just a drop down or multi select? Let's do, I guess we can just toggle. So let's do this one last thing. Select box. See, multi forever. Okay. We shall do multi. Let's see. Select. And then here, I like these options. These are great. Okay, so let's down here, just get a list of all of the states. So all states. Let's see, data, and then map state. Again, I could just be using a set for this. And then let's, wow, 43 of the states. I'm gonna sort them just in case, but I think they're already sorted. Oh. All right, options. All states. Although, I don't know if that would be a good thing. Oh my god, you know what would be obnoxious if I did a checkbox for all of them. Oh wait. I'm actually not sure if that's actually that obnoxious. No, that's pretty obnoxious. Wait, opinions, obnoxious or not obnoxious? Let's keep that for now, just to prove proof of concept. Pretty obnoxious. Do I want to highlight? It says that it's for highlighting, actually. So actually, it's not that I want to select or deselect. It's just that I want to highlight. Actually, you know what? Let me not do the multi because I just want to highlight certain. Yeah. Can I have it disabled or? So, do I want to filter or highlight? Filter. Wait, question for the chat. So cluttered. When you're this, that's so cluttered. But really, I would love to hear your opinion on, is it that cluttered? Okay, but should I filter them by the states or just highlight them? I'm trying to decide. I feel like filtering would be much easier. But if we were to filter, then I think it would be much better to show. Okay, well, no, let's just try this multi-select thing. And then this is state select. Oops, all states. Okay, and then we'll have value be the whole thing. So all of them are selected. This is not recommended, but let's do this for now. Actually, I feel like it takes up about the same amount of space to have this versus like all of the selections. Anyways, let's do this for now. And then it's not a bad idea, I guess. Can you, ooh, actually, it's not bad at all, because apparently you can Command A to like select all of them. Ooh. I am not mad about this. State select. Okay, so then if I just want, ooh, wow, this is actually not a bad, like, the only thing is that you have to like, you know, scroll a lot, but in terms of like the interaction, it's really not bad. And then, yeah, and then down here I can say like showing all or showing these states or something like that. So let me go and filter. This filter should be pretty easy. So filter out if state is selected. So if is not selected. So if it does not include the state, state select d.state, then return false. So if I just, ooh, nice. You know what would be even better if this was actually like a bar chart that shows how many really not bad. So I guess if I want to improve on this, I probably do like a bar chart. That shows like how many counties for each state. But for now, I'll just have this. And then I'll say, let's see, if state select dot length is equal to all states dot length, then I'll say all, showing all states, else show actually otherwise join them all. Yeah. this. Yeah, I think the only way that I would change this is if I made it into a bar chart instead and then be able to like brush over or select or otherwise select on the bar chart. Otherwise, I think this interaction is not bad. So I guess I can add a description that's like, let's see, Command plus A to select all, Command plus click to multi-select, Command or Control. Not bad at all. Well then. Ooh. Nerdy curious. So the thing about, well, so Gomovica. The thing about the drop down is if I did a drop down, I wouldn't be able to multi-select. And the reason why I don't quite want to do the map is because I feel like maps would take a map would take up way too much room. Because I want this filter part to be like a relatively small section so that mainly what's important is being able to see this part. So I think that's why a bar chart might be good because it doesn't take up too much room, but then it does give you information about like which states had the most voting problems. I think that would be a great information to show. Where I think actually showing a map would also be great because you can then see like roughly where on the map roughly which regions of the US had the most voting problems. But then the problem with that is that I guess you can still multi-select regions. So I guess the question is whether what we're more interested in is being able to filter by a region or filter and see the counties, or sorry, filter and see the states with the most voting problems. So, and I think both are interesting, but no smileys for states. That would actually be a pretty fun idea. I do like the turn off basis. But yeah, I think both looking at regions or the number of voting problems, both of them would be interesting. But from a space perspective, I might only do the bar chart one. But that is a problem for another day. I feel like we got a lot done today. Oh my god. Yeah, we did pretty well today, you guys. We did pretty well. We like got 2 whole big chunks of things done. Good job, us. So next time, I guess we're going to do, look at all the things we still have to do. Thankfully, I think. So it's mostly, we finished most of the filters, most of changing colors. We still need to fix some of the hover and click interactions. We need to change the layout and add in the legends. I see the end in sight. Oh my god. The end is in sight. Okay. So, ooh, isn't it so interesting? So most of the counties. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna reshare. You can play around with this. Ooh, thank you. Ooh, okay. So hello near this says, region map does reflect population size, so the viz of a map looks at space versus does. I'm guessing you mean does not. Yeah, does not reflect population size. So yeah. So I tend to not use maps for. I tend to only reserve maps for a very, very small set of use cases, mainly if it's I want to show relative geography. So like between data points, if what's important to show is the relative, like where they are relative to each other geographically, that's the one subset of use cases where I would use a map. Otherwise, I personally find maps to take up too much room and not also and also not perfectly show information. Like it only encodes one type of information very well, which is, I mean, obviously geography. And but like to the point about population sizes, like I think it has, yeah, I think it has a lot of, drawbacks from a visualization perspective, at least for me and what I want to do. So, I do really respect people that do like really hardcore geo and like they're like cartographers and like the maps that they make are beautiful. Unfortunately, that's just not me. Um, Wait, what does Portugal look like? Yeah, it's pretty nice shape. Ooh, I've only been to Portugal once. I think I went to Lisbon. It was so beautiful. I think we went to Lisbon and then we went to something nearby Lisbon that started with an S. Oh, Sintra. That was really beautiful. Okay, that's a tangent. We're gonna wrap up today. Um, a review of the day. So we went and we fixed this highlighting. So now if I select a pie slice, then it highlights all of the corresponding pie slices in all three of the charts. I think I do want to make the highlighting more pronounced, so I think I might bring back the hash pattern on these in the next time. And then we also added this, like you can click away to deselect, and then we fixed the colors so that the voting problem type with the most records or entries are mapped to the blue and then to the orange, although I think later on I'll probably play around with the colors some more. Then we put in all three of the filters. Ooh. There's probably something I can do that's like, if it's like less than 10 that's been deselected, then I can just like say showing all states except. Anyways, that's not as important right now. So, yeah, we can now filter by swing states or non-swing states. Oh, actually, this list should update based on these selections. So let me go do that. So actually, I should be doing this. Oops, here. And I should be doing this as, yeah, so I should be doing grouped by flips. And then, oh, is it a circular definition? Ah, because I need the, wait, group by flips. Wait. Oh, and then oh, okay, so because they both what? Why do they reference each other? Where's the circular definition? Okay, I'm gonna call you filtered states. Where do I use all states in here? I don't use, wait, is it that I use all states in here? When I'm like, this small change should not affect anything, and it does. Where is the circular definition? What is where? So you're trying to tell me that, where else am I using this thing? Okay, so, because I should only be using it. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, so I cannot use grouped by fibs. No. Okay, actually, I understand now. So, it should be filter by, oh, freaking. So basically, we need all of this, except for the first one. Because I am lazy, I'm just gonna copy and paste this over. There we go. Okay, so that is not pretty. That is not pretty. But it works for now. So now if I see, if I like, yeah, there we go. So now I think it should, yeah, then the list gets smaller. Ooh, I think this should be interesting of like, if I want to look at ones with just tech issues, what are the states? So actually, this is a very nice overview, actually. If I turn this into a bar chart. What if I do this? Oh, cool. Wow. Oh, wait, hold on. So if I select only one state and then I change any of the other filters, then the selection goes back to all. Oh well, I think that's okay. I was not happy with this copy and paste job, but oh well. Okay, that's truly it. And let's see. Yep, scope creep. It was supposed to be a review of the day. Now it's actually okay. So the review has finished. We finished implementing all these different filters. I swear that will be all. So that's everything we did today. Ooh, bring animations back in. Where should I put that? Okay. Hello, welcome in, Fomorian. Click boxed would be a better interaction. quick box. Okay, I'm gonna stop distracting us and sign off for the day. Yeah, I think we made better progress than we have in a very long time. And I am seeing the end. The end is in sight, and then we can move on to a different story. Although, so the next step for this, other than finishing all of these other to-dos, other than that, we do have a good amount of to-dos left. But other than that, we just need to. The next step would be pulling this into a story in Illustrator, and then we can move on to a different story. Although I think I do want to use this data set some more, and then dig into just the long lines, or just the tech issues, or just the voter intimidation, and then kind of see if there are any trends, correlations with like the unemployment rate, or any of the other demographics. So there we go. That's it for today. Thank you. 2021 stories. Yeah. Oh yeah, there is that whole the police arrest data set. So there's that too. Yeah, thank you so much for joining this Friday. The sun is starting to set over here. Thank you, everyone, as always, for tuning in. I hope you have a great, great weekend, and see you next Wednesday. Bye bye.